Hey everyone, and welcome to 15 Minutes to Merge. I'm April Edwards, I'm your host, and with us today we have a very special guest, Marc Diker. Welcome, Marc.
Hey, April, nice to be here.
Great to have you back. So, you work for a really cool company, but for everyone that doesn't know who you are, can you tell them who you are and what it is you do?
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm a senior developer advocate at Digrid, and at Digrid we build products for developers to build and run distributed applications that are built on Dapper open source.
And since you're part of the open source community, you have a lot of people contributing to your projects. And I think one of the things we find is when we need to get started, sometimes it's really hard to get started with just all the tooling, all the requirements, just all the things we need to install. So in one of our episodes, which we'll reference below for everyone, you and I talked about the importance of a dev container in your repository. So today we're going to take that a step further and we're going to actually spin up our dev container in a GitHub Codespace. And you're going to show us how to do that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I really love dev containers and especially GitHub Codespaces because with GitHub Codespace, you don't even have to run your code locally anymore or download the dev container or any tools locally. You can just do it straight from the browser. So it's really a big time saver and it really enables a lot of people to help contribute to open source projects.
And also, sometimes our machines run out of compute, and that's happened to me a few times. So we have the ability to scale up our GitHub Codespace to get more compute when we need it and scale it down if we don't need that. So why don't you go ahead, take it away, and show us how we're going to spin up a GitHub Codespace.
Yes, let's switch to the browser and I will show you how to create a new instance of a Codespace. Exactly, yeah. So now let's make use of it.
Cool.
So instead of going here and clone local, we are going to clone and use a Codespace.
Awesome.
So you can immediately, if you want, click this button, create Codespace on main, and that will actually do much of the things for you, but it will use like the smallest virtual machine with just the 2 cores for you by default. So what I will do is I'll click on these 3 dots here and choose new with options, because here we can actually specify the size of the machine. So we'll be working on the main branch. That's totally fine. There's only one dev container configuration, Dapper workflow demo, but it's nice to know that if you have more, you can actually choose which dev container configuration you want to use. So that's good. The region Europe West is closest to me, so that makes sense. And this is the thing I want to change. I want to change from 2 core to 4 core. That will be sufficient for this demo. And then I hit create Codespace. So now we have to wait a couple of minutes before it's done. Okay, now our dev container is completely done and we can start our demo. So let's start with the basic workflow samples. So let's move into that folder. And we'll use the Dapper CLI with the multi-app run configuration to start the demo. Okay, so the application is running. We see that some ports are available. We won't open it in the browser because there is no front end, but it means we can access those endpoints and actually start a workflow and also get the results from the workflow. So let's do that by opening this basic workflow samples and go to this HTTP file, because one of the things that we enabled in this dev container, in this Codespace, was the REST client. So we can actually use this .http file, which contains our endpoints to start a workflow, because there's this little text button here, send request. I'll make it a bit bigger. So this will start the workflow named Hello World Workflow. So let's start this. All right, we get back to accept it with the instance ID of the workflow. So that all seems to be working okay. And if we scroll down a bit, if we give this a bit more space, then we can actually get the result from this workflow by calling this workflow Dapper endpoint, which ends with the ID that we are seeing here. So let's do this get request, and we get back at 200 okay. So without installing anything, the user is capable of just running this Dapper demo and quickly start a Dapper workflow and get the results. Okay, so we've now seen that a user can get up and running very quickly with dev containers because there's no need to install anything. We have just run this Dapper demo by just starting the Dapper command, and we've seen the results.
Absolutely. And I love this, Mark, because we can actually get started working not only on the Dapper project, but any project with a dev container config. So you've showed us how to spin up a GitHub Codespace in GitHub on the web UI, but we could also spin up that dev container locally in VS Code in that containerized environment. So I love that. Thank you so much, Mark, for showing us how to do this today. This is awesome. And hopefully everyone can now get started with GitHub Codespaces super easily. So see you all next time on 15 Minutes to Merge. And thank you so much, Mark, for joining us today.
My pleasure. Bye.
Bye.